Hello everyone and welcome to Caesar 12. Okay, today I'm going to show you how to to write a PLC program like a pro, which will be a ladder program. We are continuing from the previous video of which we are showing how to configure the hardware to the software using TIA portal and the Siemens PLC. Okay, as I've shown you from the other previous video, here you can just press open, or you can press on browse, and then you'll choose your program. If you have a program already existing, then you'll open it. I would have just pressed on open, but I wanted to show you that you can still use the other option of browsing and press open if the program is not existing already. From here you can press project view, or you can press the project view on your bottom. The same thing. We'll do it in both ways so that you cover every aspect. And it will be open, your project will be open. Then you can go back, just pressing project view, and you can go in, you just pressing project view. We'll be programming a start-stop pump. You can press on the devices just to show your lag with your PLC. So we'll be programming a start-stop pump, which will be just press the start and you stop, and then the pump will run, or the motor will run. If you open the rig, you can press the zoom at the top just to put closer, or you can use the zoom at the bottom. I will show you what this will help you with as we go on when we are adding tags. The best way to write a program is to start by writing your tags, because then it will give you a clear view what you want to do. Okay. Then you go to project, and then you have your main OB1, which is just running constantly. When the PLC is on run, it's run everything, and you don't need to recall everything. It's always running, which is the main function. Then you can go to your tags table. I already got a default which has 28. Those 28 are just the constant system variables which are always running, so you don't need to worry about that one. I always like to create my own tag table or different tag tables just to make your program to be neat and clean, to know everything and raise it. I'll rename it. Just press right click, or you can just double click to rename it. I'll rename it and just write start stop. Some of these ways you'll change it in future when we go to more advanced programming. For now, we're just showing the basics for everyone to understand and take along. And then your tag table will be open, so you can start checking. I just write it down what I will need on the program. So first of all, it's your start button, which would be a push button. I like to use push button so that they are more safer than the two-way button or the press button, because they have a spring return, so they come back to the zero state, but you'll need to retain your output. Okay, then stop. The percentage on I is just to show you that it's a global variable. We'll go to that in the future. So the pump is Q, so you see that it's I, so just change just like that. And then the address, it's 0, and then you should also put 0 for your address. and then that will be your Q0. Also going to use a memory to retain our output since we are using the push button. The memory bits or the retainers are always built in on your PLC. You must check your PLC tag table to see how many you can use. Okay, this is also another way of changing your variable tag number. So for your memory bit you need to use M, and then I'll just use the M00. I'll also show you how to check your memory bit table so that you don't use the memory bit which is also has a built-in function on your TIA portal. Okay, I think this is all for your tag table. Then on your rack now, I'm going to check. As you can see there, it just take your tags table and just put it back, and just put it and wire it straight to your hardware automatically by just writing your tag table. So even if you have a problem, then you just come to your rack, zoom in, and then you check which output is wired from and where. Then you can see your start stop there on I0 and I1, and then you can see your output. The memory bits, you can see it's built in from the PLC. It's just to retain your outputs or your inputs depending on what you want to use it for. Also have other memory bits which are built in, they are built-in functions. So we're going to now to our main block function to start programming. We'll use other blocks as we go along. Okay, from here I like to, you can just press that button to have more screen view, but I always like to keep it open. Then from here you can write your network header, and then you also have your comment section. I just pressed the wrong button on my keyboard. I'll just write the start stop, and then comment section. It's always the best way to write comments and your headers on your program, so that the next person who's reading your program will have a more clear understanding. But for now, I'll just write a simple instruction on my comment. And now we are ready to start programming. To start programming, you can just click your network line. Then there you have your basic instructions. You can click on any of them, double click on it, and then it will drag and it will drop, and then you can also drag and drop. And then on your far right you have your basic instructions on your functions. You see the lines, you can see your inputs and outputs, normally close, normally open, rising edge, falling edges. You can see your timers, normal, on delay, off delay, counters and everything, all your basic functions. For now we'll just use them. We'll use both methods of programming. So as you can see, just drag it the outputs up until it's green, and then you release, you right click, then you can also delete. Just press delete, right click and press delete. Then you guys can also drag and drop. You normally open, and then you can just delete it. If you want to delete it, you can also just go to basic function that are already given. Just double click on it, it will drop on your line. Then you can also change from there, from normally open to normally close, or your rising or falling edge. Then you can also press from there to check your text, which one you want to put. I'll show you there are 4 different ways of how to put your text in your program. Double click on the normally or close for your stop. Then you can just press on your text table there. You can press at the bottom because it was already open. I pressed the wrong one. This is the default one with the system constants. You can also just press on float there to have your text table floating like this, but it's always better to use that option if you have a bigger screen. As you can see, I press floats because I'm using a 50-inch monitor. Then from here you can just drag and drop up until when you see green, then you release, and then it will put your tag there. This is the second way of programming. You can just press back to go out of float. Then from the bottom you can just press your main block. You can always find everything that you've opened at the bottom. Now we'll put our output. When you click at your text table at the far bottom screen of your TI portal, you'll have your tag, and then you can just go there and drag and drop your tags. Okay, from here you need to put a retainer, not a pump, so you can just use the other option of tags. Just press on it and then it will show you all the tags that you have. Then you just press the tag that you want. Now I want to put the parallel input for your retainer. You can also use the basic instructions for drawing your lines or the shortcuts. I'll show you in the following video. So this is just to retain our output, so that because we're using a push button, so that it stays high. When you've pressed your start, since we are using a retainable push button, and then network 2, this is just for retaining your outputs. You can also just put your pump there, but I like to use memory bit. You'll see when the program gets more bigger why it's always the best way to use your memory bit for your output. For instance, if you want to use your output as an input, it's got limited number of options of how many you can use as the output. So from here, just check your text table. You can drop from down there, you can drop from the float. This is the 4th way. You can just write your tag. If you remember the name of your tag, you can just write it and then press enter, then it will be there. So those are the 4 ways of how to use tags in your own program. So also here I'll just type pump. This is the one that I like to use because I always write everything down on the paper, all the text that I'm going to use on the program. So yeah, that's it. You just press start, and then you have your stop, and then your retainer will be high, and then it will stay retained with a parallel normally close input, which will stay high, and then on the network 2 it will switch on your pump. Then I also show you how to add the text table and how to use it in 4 different ways. So you can just compile a program to see if you have any errors. This is usually the last stage of the programming, or you can just compile along the way, then you can check for your errors from there, and then you can just drop that bar down, screen view down. That's why I always like to keep the screen view open, just to see if you've got any errors on your program. Thank you for watching. See you in another video. Please subscribe and like and share. We'll continue with this program. We'll just build it. We'll use timers next time. The quiz for today will be: how many times can you use your outputs as an input on a TIA program? Thank you for watching. Hope to see you on the next video. Please write your answers in the comment section, and also watch the other videos. They're also very informative. Thank you.